Hello, it's Scott Manley here, and once again I'm taking a look at Star Citizen. Now, Star Citizen, as you may have noticed, have modified their default character again to be someone a little more familiar there. Yes, very efficient hairstyle, blue eyes. I do think I see a little bit of myself in them. Can't wait for them to implement the character designer so I can just say use the default character. But seriously, let's take a look around at what's been going on. Now, Star Citizen has just been to a couple of big conventions, PAX East and South by Southwest. They have been working on the 1.1 release, and while it was supposed to be released, they've delayed it again because, you know, they want to make sure there's no bugs in it, and that's a very commendable goal. I don't like it when people rush things out and end up with tons of bugs. So, this is the persistent test universe for people that want to just get a slightly more buggy version, so you can run around and take a look at the new features. Now, this here is, of course, the most expensive spacecraft I own in the game. As you know, if I take a portion of any earnings that come from Star Citizen videos and put them back into the game. Well, this is the Constellation Phoenix, and it is a luxury multi-role space superiority. I don't know, it does everything. Everyone calls it a Mary Sue ship, right? But it's not my biggest spacecraft. My biggest spacecraft is brand new in the hangar. This is the Aegis Retaliator, heavy, long-range, jump-capable bomber. And it is like a flying fortress design, right? It has big bomb bay in the middle with torpedo tubes and everything on it. It has 5 turrets. 5 laser turrets, manned turrets as well, so you need a crew of 6 to fly this thing. This was actually offered during the original crowdfunding campaign back in late 2012, and you know, it took a long time before we saw concept art, and then we saw some models, and then finally it has dropped into the hangar about over 2 years after it was originally shown. And I think that only leaves the Idris as the one thing we haven't seen a model of from the original campaign. Let's see if I can open this. So this is how I get in here. I'll just jump in and show you the interior. Use the elevator to get... Oh, the door's stuck. That's not a problem. Once again, there's probably a few little bugs here. Bit of rendering issues and stuff. And this is why people test the game. This is why they have people out here. So we drop into the middle. I think that accesses the roof. There's a docking collar up there. So let's go through to the back of the spacecraft first here. Oh, a bit of bumping around, and some lockers here. We have a door which leads through to... I've seen that this opens in the animation. I'm wondering if this is like the bomb bay controller or something here. Or maybe it's some sort of access panel. I'm sure there's something in the lore that explains it. Back here you can see one of the bomb bays here. Doesn't look like there's anything actually loaded in this one right now, but there's a bunch of equipment for shifting these giant anti-capital ship torpedoes out. Okay, well, like flashing lights here. SLS, or 946 SLS, so no idea what that is, but it's flashing blue. Y86, nope. I have no idea what's in there. A lot of warning lights. It's nice that you can actually see into the bomb bay. It's very useful to be able to see that you've got giant torpedoes capable of wiping out cities. Through here, what have we got here? It looks like another door, which doesn't work at this time, maybe. Oh, and there's the turret. There is a turret up there, which I'm guessing... I'm wondering if the seat for the turret comes out of that door and then rises up or something like that. Who knows? So that's one of the crew positions. A bunch of lockers there for obvious important, you know, stuff you need on spaceship type stuff. This is another exit out the bottom. I think that might actually be a turret down there, and that might be a turret up there. I'm not sure. Maybe... I think that might be a turret down there, but I can't really tell. Okay, so over here, I guess this is the other side turret on the top. Yes, it is. Okay, running. We don't need to go in there because we've already seen in there. Yes, that's the control bomb munitions room. We'll call it the munitions room. And here you can actually get into a bomb bay. Obviously, you don't want to do this when the doors are open, unless you want to do a Slim Pickens impersonation. Yeah, look at these things. These are what will be used to take down those Idrises and Bengals. Trust me, when the time comes, my organization's retaliators will blot out the sky. We have quite a few of them to hand. Okay, what's through here? SLS 2811R. Oh, this is the shower. So we have a space shower here with, it says not drinking water, and this says not drinking water. I hope there's a kitchen somewhere that actually has drinking water. That would be unfortunate if there was all this water on the ship that you couldn't actually drink. It doesn't say next to the toilet that it's not drinking water, but I suspect that it's probably some sort of chemical toilet type thing. Okay, moving on. I guess to go further forward we have to go this way around. Ah, and we can appreciate the bomb bay from here. Obviously, if you were on the other side, there's no window, so you can't sit on the toilet and watch torpedoes being launched. Which would be kind of interesting place to be, I guess, while you were sitting on the toilet. And stuff. Going through to A deck, and oh, this is on the other side. Oh, this is like a, I guess this is a little cabin here. Oh, and a little bit of a glitch. Not a problem. Don't worry. They will be fixing those, no doubt. So that's the captain's cabin. Maybe that's where you get your get the water for drinking. Or something harder, because you're flying a bomber, right? You don't just drink water. Okay, so turret and... Wait a second. I guess there's a turret up here. So, yeah, bugs. This still doesn't work. Oh, maybe? No, it didn't work. Yeah, there's no way to get up this. You can't get in there just yet. That is the upper deck with the berths and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a turret down there. This is... the pilot seat. The pilot of this giant, you know, flying, horrific, war-destroying, amazing vehicle. There we go. Oh, look at that. That is pretty sweet, I have to say. Oh, look. Oh, no. Let's go out in the sun. Oh, suntanned. Okay. Terrible. No, because I'm Scottish, I just get sunburned. Oh, look, it has like a refueling probe or something there. I'm not sure that's a refueling probe, but it could be. That would be pretty nice. So some of these engines here, they actually fold up for landing. So this is parked, but when they actually need to lift off vertically, they fold these things up and it lifts it out. So let's just actually see what else we can do. So you can see the turrets on the top there, and there's one underneath, and you can just see one down under the back. Let's get out of here and go and take a look, see if we can actually get on top of it. So it is possible to get up to the upper deck if you, well, obviously if you have like a cry engine, you know, SDK, you can extract the models and view it there. But I don't do that. I don't have such a thing. So I'm going to have to come up with another way to get a look at what is up there. Okay, these are these big engines. You can see the ones on the front, they have these little jet things coming out the back, little lights supposed to indicate, well, we're not really sure what kind of engines these use. Honestly, they don't really spend any time explaining what kind of pseudoscience they use, because it doesn't matter, right? It's well known that in science fiction, the utility of an engine to drive a spaceship is directly proportional to its utility as a weapon of mass destruction. So explaining how the engines work just leads to explanation or questions of why you aren't just putting those engines on weapons and wiping out planets with them. Nice view from the tail here. I'm not sure that's the most low profile. It also does have wings and stuff. So I guess I'm going to try and get up to one of these things here. I think this... No, okay. Over there. I think I can follow that and try to get up. Okay, so the way to get a better look at the upper deck of this is to take a leap of faith, so to speak. Yes, we can jump off of this and try to land on it, and if we're lucky, we will end up on top of it. So I'm going to run and use I'm going to vault off the sofa. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, excellent. Woohoo! Now we are on top of this so we can examine more of the spacecraft. Okay, gotta try and get over this hump though. Uh-oh, that might be a problem. Come on, don't fall off. Yes, excellent. So there is one of the turrets. You can see that it has these, I'm not sure if what those are, but I remember they are a type of laser which is commonly fitted to these spacecraft. They are rapid fire and they heat up rapidly and they kill other things. That's the most important part of this. Okay, gotta somehow figure out how to get on top without falling over. Maybe if I run at it. Yes, excellent. Okay, so now we're on top. No bomb bay doors or anything up here, but we do have caution things. I don't know what that is, but you should be careful of it. It's telling you to be careful. Lots of bits here. Again, caution, whatever that is, be careful with it. Yeah, be cautious. That's the docking collar, which will let you dock to other ships. And from here, you can actually take a look down into this area. Now, if I just crouch down, you can see that these are actually sleeping berths. If you get the angle right, oh darn, it's kind of hard. But in there are sleeping berths. And not only that, but the sleeping berths double as escape pods. You see this? It says caution. That's because this whole thing pops out and shoots out if you need to abandon ship. So there's 4 escape pods up here. I'm not sure what the pilot does, and given that it does have 5 turrets and 4 escape pods, maybe they double up. I think it's entirely possible that they double up, actually. Or maybe there's 2 in this front one and only 1 in this back. But that actually makes more sense now I think about it. There's a lot of lore which, you know, I don't actually have all the time in the world to read it, so I'm sure there will be people correcting me and explaining that I obviously should have known that, and fair game, I probably should have known that. Especially since I, you know, had to spend real money to actually acquire one of these things. Now, another real big development in this release is that we're going to get credits that can be used in Arena Commander only. So these will be rental credits. When you get points, when you shoot other ships in Arena Commander, you will get rental credits. And the rental credits will let you rent spacecraft. So those people flying Auroras can, of course, afford to buy a Super Hornet for a week if they want. Okay, so I'm just taking a look here. I'm not quite sure. This is... I thought somebody would sit here, but it doesn't look like there's a seat. This is like a bit of the stairwell, or no, this is where the ladder comes up, and they've decided that they want to have a nice view here. Doesn't actually make that much sense to me, but again, you know, a lot of the ships are being developed and being changed. Like the Constellation is apparently getting another revision, and the Freelancer too. There's a bunch of things going on here. Anyway, let's take a look at some other stuff. Let's take a run over to the middle hangar here. Okay, so one other new item is this little gizmo here. This looks like a kind of, I don't know, it's a barrel basically you sit inside. It is a sim pod designed to provide realistic virtual reality experiences. It's by Original Systems, who incidentally in the game universe bought out a company called Electronic Access. Electronic Access are going to be the guys behind the rental equipment credits, which will be coming really soon. Rental equipment credits are great. What they'll do is if you don't want to pay real world cash for something, you can make the rental equipment cash in the game and use it to buy the spacecraft, the weapons or whatever, or not buy, rent. Now, of course, there's a whole discussion related to that. I'm not going to get involved. It's certainly pushes the game in the right direction, making it a bit less pay to win. Also, in the next week, if you play the game, if you play Arena Commander, you will have access to all of the spacecraft. It's definitely worth logging into Star Citizen if you haven't in a while, because you'll be able to try out all those fancy spacecraft that people have spent lots of money on. The SimPod will also have the FPS through this as well, but that's not launching for another couple of months. Anyway, there's one other thing I want to show you in the arena, and let's take a look at it. My Super Hornet in the free fly test area, which now has 4 different landing pads, so you can, well, in theory you'll actually be able to fly with friends, but as I come down towards the landing pad, watch what happens. There we go. Yes, the wings now fold in, making it slightly narrower and therefore more easy to fit into those Idrises that people will be flying. I think the story behind the Idris is an interesting one because it was one of the last spacecraft offered for sale in the original Kickstarter, and they kind of gave some numbers and then said it would be able to fit 3 Hornets inside its hangar deck, and then the Hornets got scaled up a bit, and so the Idris had to scale up, and eventually the Idris is now like way longer than it was originally designed to be. But yeah, there's a whole better support for landing in the game right now, and that of course is something that will be essential in the future development of Star Citizen. But hopefully we will see the 1.1 release officially in the next couple of weeks. Until then, I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.